Hello there, my name's Mark from High Rise Digital, and thanks for showing an interest in the WP Broadbean plugin, which helps you easily integrate Broadbean with your WordPress website. And in this little video, what I want to do is to talk you through how to get this sort of set up and what the Broadbean plugin actually does, just give you a brief overview. So let's get stuck in. So here I am, and I've got an install of WordPress on my local machine. This is just a vanilla install of WordPress. There's nothing much going on in it at all. And I'm going to go to the plugins menu here, and you can see I've got the WP Broadbean plugin. I've got version 3 activated at the moment. So if you want to grab this plugin, you just go to the Add New section, and then you type in WP Broadbean here, and it will be returning the results. You can install it and activate it. So with it activated, the first thing you want to do is to click on the menu down here in the bottom that says WP Broadbean. And here's where you'll find all the jobs that have been sent to your WordPress website, and you can set up things like the job industries you want to assign to jobs, locations, types and skills. But the first thing you need to do is to set up the plugin with the settings menu. So we're going to click on the settings menu, and you'll see here. Now the first thing you'll notice is I've got a warning on my screen. That's this one here, and that's because I'm using WordPress without an SSL certificate. So my site is not running over HTTPS, which is encrypting the data. That's not important for me. I'm only on my local machine. The reason why that's important is you might be taking applications on your website, collecting user information, and you want that to be encrypted when it's sent between the user and your website. So we'd highly recommend that you're running SSL or HTTPS. So the first thing to do is to set a username and password, and this is simply to authenticate Broadbean with your website. So I'm just going to create a very simple username and password in there. And then you've got some options here. So you can hide the job data on the single pages. We'll show you that in a second. And you can give a bit of credit to the authors of the plugin if you want to, by putting a little link to the website underneath each job. I'm going to save those settings. You'll see some other help and information on the right hand side here, but we'll cover that at a later date. So that's the settings saved. So what I'm going to show you how to do is to post a job. Obviously I can't do this inside the Broadbean interface because I don't have access to your Broadbean account, but I can show you what happens when you post a job from Broadbean. So we're going to imagine that Broadbean's set up and you've written a job in Broadbean, and this is what's going to happen. So I'm going to use a little tool I've got on my machine to sort of emulate what Broadbean will do. And the plugin works by Broadbean sending some XML data over to your site, and our plugin then converts this XML data, it looks like this on the screen, into an actual job in WordPress. So here you can see I've got it's sending one job over. We've got what we want to do, the command, that's we want to add this job. There's the username and password we've set, and then we've got some details about this job which I won't bore you with, but you can see them there. And then we've got here is the endpoint URL where we can send the data to, and then we're going to hit send, and it's going to send that data to that endpoint, and lo and behold, we have a success. We have a job added with a post ID of 5. So if I flip back over to WordPress and refresh the jobs page, there you go. You can see we now have a new job which has been added to WordPress. It has the data that we sent with it. It's got the same title, etc. And we can view that job in our WordPress website. Now I'm just running the default 2019 theme here, so it's not going to look very good. But you can see this is the job data that we're outputting, which is what we sent. And then we've got the application form, which gets added at the bottom there underneath. And this has got the basic fields of name and email and cover letter. Choose the CV that you want to upload to your job. And then we've got a privacy consent box. So this privacy policy here relies on using the WordPress privacy feature, which I believe is under settings and privacy. And this is where you just choose a page that you want to use as your privacy policy page for your website. So it's going to put that on that little application form just to give a bit of consent. And then when you press apply now there, this application is going to get processed, and it's going to get delivered back into your Broadbean account with the rest of those candidates that might have applied for this job on other sources and other platforms. So that's how the plugin works. It does require obviously some work on the front end perhaps if you're not happy with the way this looks, but that's easily solved with some styling. and so forth. So I hope that gives you an overview of the plugin. It is a good starting point for integrating Broadbean with WordPress, and I hope you get on with it and you like it. If you do, please leave us a review on the WordPress.org forums. We really appreciated that.